Essay number 4, career plan. Please outline your immediate plans upon returning home.
You know what they say that, you should end on a high note, right? So if there is any essay that you should really pay attention to and really now gather your strength and put in your best is this one here. And this is why this essay has to be taken with so much precision.
The fourth and the last essay. Now we're almost done. The rest of the questions are much more just general application questions. Essay number 4, career plan. This is the text. I'm going to read. Chevening is looking for individuals who have a clear post-study career plan. Please outline your immediate plans upon returning home and your long-term career goals. You may wish to consider how this relates to what the UK government is doing in your country. And I know from English learning that when I see you may wish, they're actually telling you to actually do it. So what's your take with this last essay, Gladys?
Yes. So this one is, you know what they say that, you should end on a high note, right? So if there is any essay that you should really pay attention to and really now gather your strength and put in your best is this one here. I'm not saying the rest of them are not important. Please do not misquote me. What I'm saying is that please end on a high note. This is the essay now that is of clarity. This is your why, and this is more like, it's like a business proposal. You are now like pitching for why they should choose you. You are pitching for your idea, why your idea should be funded. I should say so. I'm coming from the business world, but this is this is your pitching time. And this is why this essay has to be taken with so much precision. When you start with this essay, you need to even read that book, Start With Why. You need to go, when you start with your first paragraph, most important is that you have been educated, right? You have researched the modules that you needed to take. So, for example, you can say that having studied poverty, the global economy module at the University of Sussex, I will return back to Zambia and implement or partner with the local municipal council to start now designing policies to influence the plastic waste management and also integrate the waste pickers in Zambia. So I have that. That is like in my my short-term goal. Short-term goal means I think it's 1 year to 3 years. I'm not sure, I've forgotten. But this is just your immediate goal. Immediately I have graduated from Sussex. I have studied, for example, this module. And I was so specific when I was writing. I said, after I've gained skills from the poverty and global economy module from the University of Sussex, I plan to return back to Zambia immediately to the Plastic for Change and partner with the local authorities that are managing plastic waste and start influencing policies towards this and this, And then I went in to the second, and that's the short-term goal. So there should be like 3. That is the immediate goal. Immediately you return back home, and then there should be short-term goal, which is like 3 years to 5 years, I should say.
Long term, yeah. Mid-term and the long term, yeah.
Mid-term and long-term goal. So when you go to your mid-term goal,
correct,
that is now you have been in the country for 3 years after you graduated from the UK. Now you can have that, it should be measurable. You should say maybe in 5 years, I plan to open, 5 more plastic recycling centers in Zambia in 5 slum communities. I name them Lusaka, Chingola, this and this. I should name them. I should be sure of what I'm going to do, right? And then I'm going to go on to my long-term goal. So in my long-term goal, I've noticed that the UK is actually running. I named it. There was a climate growth project that the UK was funding that is helping West speakers be integrated in policy. There was also another. There was like three different projects, and also one of them was the one that I had won the fund. You remember in my leadership essay, I said I won a grant from the UK. So under that grant that I got, that was one of the priority areas that the UK was working on in Zambia. So I brought it in my career goal to say that as a recipient, as a beneficiary of the UK government's development project, I believe that I can partner with the UK to then identify marginalized women like myself, who can then spearhead and work on the UK's development areas, and also help identify beneficiaries like myself who are spaced all over the country in Zambia. So those are the things that I talked about, and I also mentioned that I also want to join politics. That's in the long-term goal. That also, if I have that platform, I'll be able to influence policies now at the parliamentary level and at the country level, at the higher level. So I was able to tie back to what I had written in my first essay, and I bring it back to convince them to say, I already know of what you're doing. I've been a beneficiary, and now I want to partner with the UK government to make sure that we implement the development goals that you are doing in Zambia. So I was able to mention all of those by name because I had worked closely with them. So yes, I encourage you to do
That's good. That's really, really good. I'm thinking there's somebody watching us now who is saying, well, my area of impact, I don't think the UK has any major thing going on there. And I think the answer would be you have not checked enough. If they are not directly sponsoring the highlights of your projects, they'll be sponsoring or funding or working in something in that sector, right? And maybe let's say you are now into something completely out of scope. It could be your chance to call their attention to it that you have exhausted. Because if you speak with people at the British High Commission or the British Embassy in your country, depending on where you are, they will be able to point you in the direction of, oh, you are into X. We have so going on, right? And if they don't have anything at all, you'll be able to tell. And that's your chance to then say you would love to pioneer, the UK government's investments in this area of XYZ. So do not feel left out, and you don't necessarily have to be in the sustainability world, because now somebody will be like, oh, I'm not in sustainability. I will have just copied and pasted everything Gladys is saying. Even if you're in sustainability, your story is unique, right? Gladys is only sharing the experience of how she's told our own story. Authenticity is the key thing here. And we're going to talk about that in a couple of minutes when we wrap up.